Larter is part of the all-star cast of the new Paramount Plus series Landman from Yellowstone creator Taylor Sheridan. It is set in the high-stakes world of oil rigs in West Texas. Larter plays Angela, the ex-wife of Tommy Norris, played by Billy Bob Thornton. In this clip, Angela lands in Texas to visit her ex-husband and their daughter.
Surprise!
Good God Almighty.
My heart broke, little duck.
I broke up with him.
You look good. Surprised to see me?
Well, you did ask me to meet you here, so I kind of blew that deal.
Oh, you smell like a goat.
Thank you.
Where's Cooper?
She knows how to make an entrance. Larter joins us now. The show is great, captivating.
Thank you.
We were watching it upstairs and dying laughing at a joke about lattes.
Yes, yes.
Which is just so clever.
Yes.
But what was it like playing this character, and how did you know you wanted the role of Angela from day one?
Wow. I mean, look, I'm such a huge fan of Taylor Sheridan. He's a master storyteller. And when I knew that he was delving into the world of oil, I was like, where is this gonna go? And so I got a chance. You know, I started very slow in this. I had to audition. Like, there's the movie stars, and then there's the working actors that are like, I gotta fight and hustle for these parts.
Hustle. Love it.
It is. And so I started auditioning, and then I got more scripts, and I kept finding out more about the character. And when I went down there to screen test, it was like I had to play Angela because she's so provocative and so free and bold and feisty. But then what Taylor does is he really shows you the vulnerable side and where you crumble. And so that, to me, is what's appealing in a character, is getting to play that fully rounded part where it's like she's wild, but then you see her in the darkness of the night.
I can't imagine anyone else playing this role. The show is terrific, and you're
That's
terrific.
Like the perfect compliment. Yes.
You are terrific in this role. From your very first moment on screen, which I don't think it spoils anything to say, you pop up on Tommy Norris, Billy Bob Thornton's character's phone, and you got like a pose.
Yes.
And the dynamic between you guys is very real. It's very familiar, I think, to a lot of people. It's heightened, obviously. It's a show, but it's so real. What was it like finding that balance with him?
So Taylor prides himself in his casting, and that he really liked, he wrote this for Billy, and everything kind of folds in around the other actors. And when I came onto this, we are so different. Me and Billy in real life are complete opposites, But when we came together to work.
Opposites, how so?
Opposites that it's like, he doesn't like to shower, and I'm like, where's Gucci?
I love that.
I mean, but then it's like we have this common thread, So it's like we are kind of the opposites attract in that saying, and we both just found this, we both loved the material, but we found the love in these two characters because as much as they're sparring all the time, they love each other for their flaws, and there's not a lot of judgment. And so that's something that I think is original. And, she loves to drive him crazy, and he kind of loves to be driven crazy, And it's really a unique relationship that you don't always see on screen.
It's such a love-hate between people who are divorced.
Yes.
And that exists in the real world.
Yes.
You say this is Taylor's most personal work. Why?
Yeah. Well, Taylor writes a lot of his things, and what I think is special about him is it's a singular vision. So like it or don't, it's his point of view about the world of oil. And he takes all these different storylines from the cartel to the billionaire tycoons. It's just the man camps. You really get to see all the different people and the cost on everyone's lives in the big business of oil. Yeah. And with that, the way he does it, he directs them. He's there on set. So he directed the first two and then would often come in and direct my scenes because he likes to craft his characters, like how we craft Beth in Yellowstone. He likes to, he has a very specific way he likes his ladies.
I just, part of why I love this show is because I've done some reporting from oil rigs. I followed Harold Hamm, went through Oklahoma with him, and North Texas. I ran through the Keystone Pipeline area, the whole boom towns, and I sensed that there was this world that I couldn't pierce because I was an outsider, but then the show just takes me into it. And that's why it's just so engrossing. I
think that, because it came from a podcast called Boomtown by Christian Wallace, he lived on the man camps on the rigs for a year. He went in there, and when you have that kind of authenticity, so you take Taylor's dynamic characters and then you have the real world. We have the real guys there that are making sure that everything is spot on and perfect. And to be able to get a real eye into this world is very special.
Speaking of spot on and perfect, though, the Texas accent, you feel you nailed it?
Oh my God.
What do Texans say?
Well, I mean,
It's
I've
good.
Varsity Blues was my first movie, but that's kind of scrappy. You're
Yeah.
trying to do it. This is a very detailed, meticulous show in how we approach the process with acting and the dialect for this.
It is so good, Allie.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
The show is called Landman. It premieres this Sunday exclusively on Paramount Plus, which, like CBS, is part of Paramount Global.